James here with New Adventure Films. In this quick tutorial, I will show you how to create beautiful large format panoramic pictures the right way with the Mavic 4 Pro. But first we need to set up each lens to get the maximum photo quality. So let's dive in. The DJI Mavic 4 Pro has amazing photo quality, and the main camera's quad Bayer sensor shoots in a whopping 100 megapixels. If you dial in the right settings for each camera and use ND filters when necessary, you will get amazing pictures in panoramics. What you may not know is that all the cameras need to be set independently and only the 28mm lens shoots at 100 megapixels. To get the best photo quality from the drone, you first need to set each one of the parameters for each of the lenses. Start by selecting photo mode. Next, select the 28mm lens. On the screen it says 1x. Then go down to select the lens settings. Set the format to RAW, aspect ratio to 16.9, and the resolution to 100 megapixels. We are going to leave the white balance on auto for now. For ISO, shutter, and aperture, set those to auto on all three lenses. Next, go to the 70mm lens, 2.5 on the screen, and select it. Set it to RAW, 16.9, and 48 megapixels. And finally, go to the 160mm lens, 6 on the screen, and select it. Set it to RAW, 16.9, and 50 megapixels. Now that you have dialed in the drone's photo settings, you can create some amazing pictures. But my favorite thing to do with the drone is create stunning, large format panoramas. And with all the creative settings you can apply to the drone, the sky is literally the limit. There are two different ways to create panoramic pictures with the Mavic 4 Pro drone. The easiest way is to push the photo button on the right-hand side of your controller, then scroll down and select Pano, then select the pano type you want: free, sphere, wide angle, 180, or vertical. For this example, we're going to select wide angle and hit start. Then the drone is going to automatically take a series of pictures and automatically stitch them together and create a JPEG file. The problem with JPEGs is that they're not easy to edit and the quality is not as good as a raw image, so we want to do it a different way so that we can have a raw file. To get a RAW file, we need to switch back to the photo mode, make sure your camera is set to shoot in RAW, then turn the camera vertically. Start by taking a picture, then turn the drone to the right a little bit, then take another picture, making sure to overlap the picture areas. I like to take about 8 or more pictures to cover the area of a panoramic. Next, we're going to stitch those together in Adobe Lightroom. Okay, as you can see here, we are in Adobe Photoshop Lightroom Classic, and we've got all of the pictures imported into there. We're going to select them all. We're going to go to Photo, Photo Merge, and Panorama. And so you can see right now it's created a panorama stitched together image of the 9 pictures that we took with the drone. We want to leave it on spherical, auto crop, and just say merge, and then wait. It's going to take a bit because it's a lot of files and they're large size raw images. So what it's going to do, it's going to create a raw image of these 9 images that we took in RAW that we can edit later. Okay, so it's finished. It took all those 9 images, put them together in another raw image, which we can now edit. We go to View, go to Develop, and now we have this one large raw image. If we want to add color, contrast, exposure, anything else to it, it's a lot easier to edit than in the JPEG form. Okay, as you can see, we have our 2 panoramic images that we created using the drone and one using Adobe Photoshop Lightroom. Here's the Adobe Photoshop Lightroom that we manually stitched together. Here's the drone image that was auto-stitched together. So let's start with that one. If we expand the screen here and scroll out, let's scroll out to the Y. So you can see the Y on the side of the mountain is fairly blurry in this image that was auto-stitched by the drone. Let's go to the raw images that we manually stitched together, which made a much larger pano. And let's find that Y again. There's the Y. So you can see the Y is much sharper, much more defined, and the picture is much larger. If you look at the difference in sizes between these 2 images, if you look at the auto-stitched version, it's 50 megabytes. If you look at the manually stitched version, it's 112 megabytes. So a much larger image, much clearer image, much more defined, all the way down to the shoreline. You can see individual rocks, grasses. It's just amazing. So you always want to do the manually stitched method. If you want even higher quality images for your pano, you can use the AEB or auto exposure bracketing on the drone, where every time you press the shutter button, the camera will take 3 pictures, one at, one above, and one under exposure, giving you a high dynamic range when you merge the pictures later. The problem with AEB when shooting manual panos is that it takes the drone about 4 seconds to save each picture, and if you have fast moving clouds or waves on a lake or anything else moving, 4 seconds is an eternity, and when you go to stitch the pictures together, they may not match up. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments below. And for more tips on how to get the best picture, video, and audio quality from your Mavic 4 Pro drone, I will put links in the description below. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like and subscribe button. And for the latest on my adventure or tutorial videos, please hit the notify button. Thanks for watching.